Well, hello again. This is Bob Weir with another video interview of people in the news in North Texas. My special guests today are John Scully and his son John Scully Jr. You probably know John Sr. because you've seen him running marathons at Flower Mound while carrying the U.S. flag on every 9/11 anniversary and on Veterans Day. You may also know that John Jr., a senior at Flower Mound High School, was recently offered an opportunity to attend West Point Military Academy. Congratulations to both of you, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Bob.
Mr. Scully, would you please tell our viewers about your tradition of running a marathon each year?
Well, thanks, Bob. Yeah, it goes back to the original tragic events on September 11th in 2001. We were living in New Jersey and at the time, and every year I've run the Philadelphia half marathon and marathon. And right after the tragic events, they decided to continue on with the race. And being a former volunteer firefighter and just feeling the horrible sorrow for the families and the victims, I chose to run with my large American flag at that Philadelphia half marathon, and you know, really as a way to pay tribute to all the victims. And just the response that I got that day on the run, you know, really kind of inspired me to be able to do it every single year. So we've moved to Flower Mound probably 6-7 years ago, and I've just chosen to honor the victims and remember everybody about the horrible day, and remind everybody to remind themselves about the victims and their families, and so I continue to do it every year.
And what was it like for you when you heard that your son was offered the opportunity to attend West Point?
Well, it was a tremendous moment for my wife and I, and for all of our family, because you know, John has worked so hard throughout his whole life, and especially the last 5 years, as he's really come to recognize basketball as an opportunity for him to really get himself to just a next step opportunity academically. And so he's put so much effort, so much time in training basketball to really give himself this opportunity. On top of that, I've never had the honor to serve in the military, but you know, over the last couple of years, the mayor here in Flower Mound has asked me to really put together a Veterans Day event to recognize our veterans. And so it's really rather fortuitous that John has chosen this opportunity to attend West Point and a career in the military, because of all the time we've put into recognizing veterans and trying to really spotlight opportunities for veterans.
Well, it's a fabulous school. From all of my research, it's one of the top in the nation. Johnny, how about you? Please tell us why you wanted to attend West Point, what it felt like when you were offered the opportunity.
Well, it was an amazing feeling. It's humbling. I wanted to go to West Point primarily to further my basketball career, but also the education there is uncomparable, and the experiences, just heard about great things from there.
And so, what are the qualifications to get into West Point?
Well, for basketball, it's a little changed and weighted because of being recruited for basketball is different. But you need good ACT, SAT scores, essays, teacher recommendations, all of that.
Right. And do you have plans for a military service career?
So after I graduate for 5 years, I'll be serving, and then after that, I don't know yet.
Well, after you come from West Point with a graduation from a school like that, you could practically write your own ticket. I understand that you recently took a tour of the academy at West Point, New York. What was that like?
It was really great to just see the day in the life of a cadet, and just see the routine, see how they eat lunch. They're just normal people just doing good things and serving their country. Is
it a big place?
It's pretty big. The buildings are huge, castle-like.
Really?
Yeah, it's right on the Hudson River. Yeah, it's nice.
You know, I'm from New York originally, but I've never been to West Point. It's you know, I lived in the New York City area in Long Island, and that's just about 40 miles upstate from New York City. I've never been there, but I heard so much about it. In addition to other accomplishments, you're also a member of the Flower Mound High School Jaguars basketball team. How's the team doing?
We're looking really good this year. We're young. We have a lot of experience. We have some good returners coming back. It looks like it's going to have a good year.
And what's your position on the team?
Shooting guard.
Shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
As for West Point, tell us something about the commitment letter that you expect to be signing on November 15th.
So signing that letter, I'll be committing to West Point for 4 years and then committing to the Army for the next 5 years after that.
Wow, so that's like a 9-year commitment, actually.
Yeah.
That's great. Mr. Scully, will you be running this Friday on Veterans Day?
Yeah, sure. I mean, this will be our 3rd year. It'll be an all-day affair. We start at 9 o'clock, we wrap up around 5, and we go by every single elementary, middle school, high school in our town here in Flower Mound. And this year we have approximately 30 runners. A good majority of them are veterans themselves. And we'll be running with my flag that I've been running on 9/11 with. And so it's a great way to show our tribute and our respect for our veterans. And you know, we really found as the school, the kids in school really get a kick out of seeing that flag go by, and a great way of honoring you know all of our great veterans in the country. And as I said, it's just really fortuitous that you know John is about to embark on his journey on being both at West Point and learning to become an officer, and then you know his 5-year career in the Army.
And how long is that marathon?
So the miles are a little over 100 miles that will be, it'll be a relay. Every runner on average runs about 2 miles with a flag.
Wow.
It looks like this Friday the weather will be a little cool, but you know in the
Maybe
high
good for
50s, low
running.
60s, yeah. We last year it was rather windy, so it was a little challenging to carry the flag in the wind, but it should be a great day.
Oh, that's great. Is there anything else that either of you would like to add to this interview? Any closing comments?
Say that I'm very humbled and excited to go to West Point and serve for the state.
Well, and John?
Well, yeah, this Friday is not just our veterans run and relay. It's we also it's our first home game. It's our first game of the season, which will be at home, and we ourselves are doing a veteran celebration on Friday night. We'll be raising money for the local chapter here, the Veterans Funds. So we're excited to be able to do that. So. Our game is at 6:30 Friday night. Also, Army West Point opens up their season Friday night. They have the opportunity to play the number 5 team in the country at Oregon. So, in all, it's going to be a very exciting day on Friday. The Veterans Run, our first Flower Mound Jaguar basketball game, and we'll get to recognize veterans further. And then, of course, the first Army West Point game Friday night as well. So, big day, big night.
Oh, that's great. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming over for this interview, and I'm proud to meet you, and for you to make a commitment like that, and for you to be carrying the flag the way you do, and we need that so much right now in this country. So I thank you so much for being
Appreciate
here, John.
it, Bob. Thank you very
and
much.
Johnny,
Thank you.
great luck in your career.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.